The ocean is not silent. It breathes, it whispers, and it remembers. Long before zombies, werewolves, and aliens ever came to Seabrook, something darker was waiting in the deep. Something patient, something powerful, and now it has awakened. The screen is black. For a moment, only the faint sound of rushing water is heard, soft and steady, like a heartbeat hidden beneath the waves. Then a faint glow appears, shimmering in dark blue and green. Like moonlight trapped under the ocean. The camera slowly sinks into the depths, showing the endless blackness of the sea. Strange shapes dart in the shadows, fast and unrecognizable. A whispering voice echoes faintly, almost like a song but twisted, eerie, and pulling. The melody feels alive, as if it's reaching out through the water. The sound grows louder. The ocean begins to stir. Waves crash violently against jagged rocks as if something under the surface is trying to break free. Quick flashes appear, broken coral, a sunken ship, and glowing symbols carved into stone far beneath the waves. The music shifts to a low rumble with distant drums, like a storm building in the distance. A voiceover cuts through the silence, calm but ominous. The sea holds secrets older than the world above, and when it calls, no one can resist. Suddenly the screen flashes white. Lightning strikes above the ocean at night. The water glows from beneath as if 1,000 lights are rising together. For a brief moment we see sharp fins slicing through the waves. Not fish, not dolphins, something else. Something dangerous. The camera cuts to Seabrook, peaceful and calm. Children laugh, banners wave, and the town glows with celebration. But the sound of rushing water continues, echoing over the happy music. A glass of water on a table begins to tremble. Drops splash out, and no one notices. The scene shifts back to the ocean. The camera dives deeper. We see a dark cave covered in glowing scales and shells. A shadow moves inside, long hair drifting like seaweed, eyes glowing in the darkness. The camera doesn't show the full figure, only the suggestion of something human-like. But not human at all. A faint voice sings from the shadows, soft and sweet but chilling. Come closer. Closer. The waves crash again, harder this time, spilling over the shore. A boardwalk creaks and shudders. Lights flicker in Seabrook as if the town itself feels. The ocean's warning. The final shot of this section is a close-up of the water. The waves calm suddenly, becoming glassy and still. Then, without warning, a pale hand with sharp nails bursts out of the surface, clawing toward the sky as the screen cuts to black, a final whisper. The ocean always remembers. The music drops into silence. Asterisk, the sound of waves fades, replaced by the cheerful noise of Seabrook High. The screen bursts into color, banners waving, music blasting, and students dancing in the courtyard. Zombies, werewolves, aliens, and humans are all together, laughing, cheering, celebrating the peace they've worked so hard to build. A faceless narrator begins. For a moment, Seabrook had everything: unity, friendship, a future no one thought was possible. The camera sweeps across smiling faces, Zed high-fiving his zombie teammates, Addison standing proudly with her bright hair glowing under the sun, Willa, and the werewolves drumming their victory beats, and the aliens shimmering with their neon glow. It feels perfect, but then the sound shifts. The music stutters. The cheering fades into a low hum, replaced by the distant crash of waves. The camera lingers on Addison. She smiles, but then her expression falters. She turns her head, hearing something no one else can. A faint whisper carries across the wind. Addison? Addison looks uneasy. She stares toward the horizon. The ocean seems closer, darker, alive. For a split second, her reflection in a window ripples like water, distorting her face into something unrecognizable. Cut to the football field at night. Zed practices under the glowing lights, running drills alone. He hears something too, a low vibration rumbling under the ground. The goalpost trembles, shaking the field. He looks around, nervous, then silence. He shakes it off, but we know he's wrong to ignore it. Back at the beach, students gather around a bonfire. The flames flicker wildly as the tide pushes closer, much faster than normal. Addison's friends laugh and roast marshmallows, but she stares at the water, hypnotized. The waves glow faintly blue, like something underneath is pulsing with energy. She whispers to herself, "Something's calling to me." Zed's voice interrupts, "And whatever it is, it's not friendly." The bonfire suddenly extinguishes with a hiss, as if the ocean has breathed across the flames. Everyone screams and steps back. Silence falls. The only sound is the slow roll of the tide pulling back unnaturally far, exposing the dark sand. Then dash boom. A surge of water crashes forward, drenching the entire bonfire site. People scatter in panic. The ocean has never behaved like this. Quick montage: a car parked near the shore suddenly pulled halfway into the sea. A student staring at glowing fish scales scattered on the sand. The Seabrook clock tower trembling as if struck by an invisible force. Addison waking from a nightmare, her hands glowing faintly like shimmering pearls. The narrator returns, voice heavy with warning. The peace they fought for is about to be tested by something older, stronger, and unstoppable. Addison meets Zed under the bleachers. She grabs his hand, desperate. "I can feel it. They want me. They're pulling me in." Zed looks at her, terrified but firm. "Then we'll fight them together, like we always have." But the ground shakes again. The bleachers rattle. Students scream as cracks split the football field. From the opening, water sprays upward, flooding across the turf. The siren-like voices return, louder, more seductive, echoing through every corner of Seabrook. The final shot of this section. Addison standing at the shore in the dead of night, moonlight shining over her glowing hair. She hears the voice again, "Join us." And her eyes flash a deep ocean blue. The screen cuts to black. A single line of text fades in. "Something has awakened." Asterisk, the screen fades in on Seabrook's shoreline at dawn. The waves are calm, almost too calm, as if the ocean is holding its breath. A fisherman pulls his net from the water, confused to find it glowing faintly blue. He drops it in fear when he sees something moving inside, scales that shine like liquid silver. He stumbles back, but before he can react, the net jerks violently. Something cuts through it like a blade, and the glowing pieces vanish beneath. The waves dot. The camera pans across Seabrook as more strange events unfold. Boats left tied to the dock drift away, pulled by invisible currents. Windows facing the sea fog over with saltwater condensation, forming strange spiral patterns. The town fountain suddenly erupts, shooting water high into the sky, and when it lands, the water glows faintly before fading back to normal. The faceless narrator returns, voice echoing like it's underwater. "We thought we had seen it all. But the sea has always hidden its truth. A truth too powerful to stay buried." Cut to Addison. She's in her room, staring at her reflection. Her hair glows brighter than ever, but now faint blue scales shimmer at the edge of her neck. She touches them in shock, her breath shaking. Her mirror ripples, turning into water. For a split second, her reflection is not her. It's a mermaid with glowing eyes and sharp teeth, smiling back. Her scream is swallowed by the sound of crashing waves. The scene shifts to the Seabrook shore at night. The moon is full, the tide unnaturally high. Addison, Zed, Willa, and the aliens stand in silence, staring at the horizon. The ocean begins to glow from beneath, brighter and brighter, like thousands of lanterns rising upward. Then they emerge. First, shadows glide just below the surface, circling like predators. A hand breaks through the water, pale with glistening webbed fingers, then another, and then dozens. One by one, figures rise out of the ocean, not like Disney mermaids, but something fierce, dangerous, and ancient. Their scales shimmer like living jewels, their eyes glow like lanterns, and their voices hum together in a haunting, harmonic song that rattles the bones. Zed whispers, "Mermaids." The leader steps forward, her crown made of coral, her movements elegant but sharp like a blade. She raises her hand and the ocean obeys, waves towering higher than buildings, crashing against the shore with devastating force. Montage of chaos, the football field flooding as students run in panic. The werewolves howling, trying to fight the tide. Aliens using their powers to push back the water, their glow flickering as the waves overwhelm them. Addison clutching her head, the mermaid's song pulling at her mind, her eyes glowing brighter. With every note, the narrator's voice grows more intense. We faced zombies. We faced werewolves. We faced aliens. But nothing could prepare us for them. Addison screams, trying to resist the pull, but her voice harmonizes with the mermaid's song for a moment. Zed grabs her, shouting her name, but she collapses into his arms, trembling as water drips from her glowing hands. Cut back to the mermaid queen. She smiles, revealing razor-sharp teeth. Her voice is calm but cruel. The ocean always takes back what belongs to it. The waves crash again, this time flooding the entire boardwalk. Buildings crumble under the force. The camera rises high above Seabrook, showing the town half submerged as the mermaids advance, their song echoing like a siren's warning across the night. The final image of this section, a close-up of Addison's face, her eyes glowing deep. Ocean blue, a single tear falls, but it's not water. It's glowing seawater, dripping onto Zed's hand. The screen cuts to black. On-screen text, they have risen. The screen explodes with motion. A tidal wave smashes into Seabrook, swallowing the streets in seconds. Students scream, running for cover as cars are lifted and tossed like toys. Buildings crumble, lights flicker, alarms wail. The once happy town is now a battlefield between land and sea. A faceless narrator speaks in urgent tones. When the ocean rises, there's no escape. Cut to chaos. Willa and the werewolves dig their claws into the ground, forming a chain to pull students out of the rushing tide. The aliens glow fiercely, creating energy shields that crack under the pressure of endless waves. Zombies form human walls, holding back debris as the current tears through the schoolyard. Amid the storm, Addison stands at the center, trembling. Her hair glows like a beacon, her hands dripping with seawater that pulses like liquid light. She hears the mermaid's song louder than ever, vibrating through her chest. Her knees buckle, but Zed is there, catching her before she falls. Zed shouts over the roar, "Stay with me, Addison! Fight it!" But Addison's voice breaks, torn between fear and destiny. What if I can't? What if I belong to them? Before Zed can answer, the mermaids rise higher from the waves. Their queen steps forward, her eyes locked on Addison. With a single wave of her hand, the water lifts like a towering serpent, striking down onto the streets. Addison instinctively throws up her arms, and to everyone's shock, the water freezes mid-air, suspended by her own power. The crowd gasps. The mermaid queen smiles. She is one of us. The camera cuts to frantic action scenes, edited fast and sharp. Addison glowing brighter, torn between saving her friends and giving in to the sea. Zed rallying the zombies, shouting, "Seabrook stands together!" Willa leaping onto a wave, clawing at a mermaid mid-air. Aliens launching blasts of neon energy into the rising tide. A child nearly pulled into the ocean, saved at the last second by Bree. The music grows louder, blending pounding drums with eerie siren voices. The narrator returns. They will face the storm. They will fight the tide, but some battles cannot be won. Addison stands face to face with the mermaid queen, their glowing eyes reflecting each other. The queen whispers softly, but her voice echoes like thunder. The ocean calls to you. Child, you cannot resist forever. Addison's hands shake. Water swirls around her like a crown. Zed steps forward, defiant, gripping her hand tightly. She already has a home, with us. The ocean roars louder, responding to their clash of wills. The mermaids dive forward in a swarm, their song rising into a deafening crescendo. Addison screams, unleashing a burst of power that collides with the waves in a blinding explosion of light. The screen cuts to black. Silence. Then, a single haunting whisper, dripping with menace. The ocean always wins. The screen flickers. With final flashes, Addison underwater, eyes glowing, reaching out as if torn between worlds. Zed shouting her name, his voice muffled by the crashing waves. The mermaid queen's smile, cruel and victorious. The last shot is slow and chilling, the Seabrook high sign half submerged in seawater. Glowing blue light pulsing beneath the surface, as if the ocean itself is alive. Text fades onto the screen. Bold and final. Zombies 5. The Rise of the Mermaids coming 2026. The siren song echoes one last time, soft and lingering as the screen fades completely to black.